Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Sunday, the 30th day for this month of July 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, una own countryman, Mr. No Koni, Lukong, Sense Pass King. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where it bring una the truth, it bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we as we work out for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. The good people of Ambazonia at home and abroad, I bring una revolutionary greetings. As today na Sunday, I will give una some small Sunday reflection in a song where will be known for mainly Catholic institution. The song goes as follows. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. That is the golden rule that have been set by Rabbi, Lord, Jesus Christ, whatever name you may choose to call him, that you do unto others what you want others to do unto you. The standard you set for others, that same standard should apply to yourself. Fellow Ambazonians, the burial of John Fundi, it don't take place and it don't finally finish for Baba, for your own village, your own hometown. The pa, it don't live your own life, it don't leave your own mark, and it don't go. The controversy around a burial na a reflection of who we have become as Ambazonian or as a people who are in a confused state. Confused not by their own culture or their principles, but confused by those who sit on top of them, like elites, talking heads that are supposed to elevate them. But we have become a people known for pull him down. A people who focus their attention on how to bring each other down. Make sure that nobody raises up his head above the other. That is the people we have become. And that is the type of people that are enslaved. A house divided against itself cannot stand. The people of the former British Southern Cameroon, Ambazonians, are so divided that we cannot win La République du Cameroon. Our soldiers on the ground have demonstrated the power, the capacity to fight against a common enemy. But the vast majority of them have been killed, not by the enemy, but by their own fellow soldiers. The jealousy, hatred, driven by primitive instinct that we have held us down and made it impossible for us to attain even our military objective that are attainable. When one Ambazonia declares independent, the other one will turn around and say that it is not independent because it is my rival who declared independence. When for Jidinka, he declared our territory Ambazonia, he was never embraced by the so-called elite, who used his legal argument to establish the case in Banjul. We are our own worst enemy. When one Ambazonian group comes up with an idea, it is not simply replicated for purpose of replication. It is being replicated because another one for sure say Namia be better than the other. These primitive instincts are all common and are human in nature. But for us to be free, we must be able to overcome this our primitive instinct that make us so jealous of each other. No Ambazonian activist will validate another one of equal standing. No Ambazonian leader will validate another one of equal standing. This is the truth of the matter. We are able to defeat La République du Cameroon. We can defeat La République du Cameroon. But what cripples us and what limits us is our own eternal division. We are too divided. The division are not superficial. They are real. And this is not the division of geographical division. These are division within our own making, our own egos, our own pride, our own jealousy and envy. Our natural instinct is getting the best of us. No man no the way that make it some president or some position for this struggle. He come out 11. All man that hang for a position. Whether they be make you for president, then God for make another president over change you, the old one, it go remain. Whether you be being a general, the other one way the one grow past you, it no go be that same general. Unless you die before so other person go be general for that same camp. This myth and all these limitations are things we must be able to overcome for us to have our freedom. Ambazonians will even go out of the way to help the enemy if it means it is going to bring down another individual. Ambazonians today, if independence will come through somebody else, that independence will not be accepted by other people. These are things that are well documented, and these are the inconvenient truth about ourselves that we have failed to address properly, or that it is just inconvenient to take a look at the mirror. But we had seen better days in the beginning of this struggle. During the time of Skakuf, we saw a unity that we can only look back to and say the good old days when we were together, when Maurice could organize protests in Washington. Nobody would even come there knowing the name of the organizers. We all were looking for where is our people gathering to raise our plight. We flooded the TV channels, CNN, Fox News, Al Jazeera. It was even publicized that Ambazonian revolution or liberation was the most active. Even the president of the United States, Donald Trump, stated that the people of the English Cameroon, the Anglophones, are the most active diaspora group. Today, we cannot say the same. Whatever might have been the cause of this division, this bad blood that has flown amongst us, that have led to physical flow of blood in ground zero, has limited our ability to do anything. Whether it's Ambazonian trying to apply for any organization, making any diplomatic move, there are more Ambazonians that are going to write letters to that particular office to fight against the one who is going to fight for the people. We are fighting ourselves more than we are fighting the enemy. Wait until one Ambazonian will make a mistake for you to see all Ambazonians to rise up. This is the nature of a slave. This is slave mentality. We must emancipate ourselves from this mental slavery for us to be able to move forward. Fellow Ambazonians, it is not secret that I've articulated to our people the reason why we are on a current trajectory that may result to a complete loss. Many people have contacted me and asked me, but why Capo Daniel? It's better you just stay quiet. I'm not like any other person. I have responsibility. I am responsible for those I have sent to war and those who I continue to send to war to fight for our freedom. I cannot stay quiet and watch our struggle run into a scenario of total loss because I love our independence so much. I love our people so much that it will be a betrayal for me to stay quiet when I know that we are moving into the ditch. We must fight. We must fight until we have an acceptable and just solution. I have told our people that we may not be able to have immediate independence. That is no longer envisaged. That is no longer something that is attainable within the next 10 years. And the fact is that it is not just not attainable within the next 10 years. We cannot sustain this war using the current trajectory or the current propagation of liberation ideology in our military front. It will not work because A is more worried about B. C is more worried about D. Our division itself have presented the biggest obstacle to any solution we have to complete liberation of our territory. The solution, the alternative solution, which is a huge international campaign that we are pushing, will secure Ambazonian independence because independence is the goal of our people. It is this independence that we must fight for. For us to have this independence, if we cannot have it now, today, tomorrow, or within the next 10 years, rather than us losing it, which is what will happen if we continue in the current trajectory, Cameroon will write our history. And from what we have seen across the world, Ambazonia will be wiped off the map in a case of total loss for us. They will bring restrictions that are similar to that which is in Myanmar. Things that will be worse that we can contemplate. They will make sure our history is wiped off the map and our ideology is never to be seen anymore. But if we cannot have independence now, we can safeguard that independence in the future by coming into the same type of compromise that the people of Ireland, Northern Ireland did. The people of Scotland who wanted independence but could not defeat Britain. They decided to get into this union, the United Kingdom, where they can now today, after over 40 years, be able to get independence through democratic means. Those who do not follow sound judgment, who cannot articulate the reason why they believe or show Ambazonian a roadmap that is attainable, will put our independence at risk. It is either we safeguard our independence for the future or we lose it today forever. There are some that have openly said that for them, they are willing to gamble with our independence, our sovereignty, and the right of our people. And they rather have a complete loss than to safeguard the independence in any shape or form. It is for them either a win or a loss. The same people have clearly stated that the instrument in their calculation for us to win do not exist. These people's roadmap includes the international community's support. Today, they have dismissed that option, that it will not happen. In effect, those who are campaigning for outright independence know very well that it is no longer attainable, but their efforts is complete loss. It's a suicide mission, and it must come to an end. Why must we campaign now? Like I have told our people, we have had international engagement and have established certain principles. The only way we can attract the necessary international support is for us to send this signal that the Ambazonian liberation movement is willing to consider alternative. A one-pitch signal of independence or nothing will mean that we will get either independence or nothing. And it doesn't look for us for the second alternative. For us, we will never accept a scenario for nothing. If it is only independent or resistance forever, we cannot accept resistance forever, because our prospect for resistance forever will not sustain the campaign for our freedom. We can have resistance for a just solution that we can sustain. Resistance forever without independence now do not make the cut. My fellow Ambazonians, if there was a thin thread that can hold on to immediate independence, I, Capo Daniel, I will champion that cause. I will be the first one to hold on to that string. I love our people more than anyone else that have demonstrated in our public scene. And today I'm coming to plead for you. Rally behind this initiative. I thank all the forces that entrust me, including those who have been manipulated today on the ground, for trusting me. And I can assure you, the vast majority of our people have aligned themselves. Align yourself to attainable solution that will free our people and guarantee freedom and independence in the future while making progress today. There are two categories of people who do not agree and who will fight this. Those who are within the regime itself. The CPDM pro-Paul Biya regime will fight against this because they don't want the common man to see the light of day. This war have given them the biggest success. Today, our territory, from the Atlantic to the Savannah states, all of them are completely given to the CPDM elite. The SDF have been relegated. All oppositions have been silenced. Paul Biya and those of his elite are the biggest winner if we continue this war. Paul Biya himself needs this war to keep his power and to be able to do a transition that will be acceptable by all the so-called Cameroonians. So this war and its current trajectory, one person is the winner, Paul Biya and the regime of Yaoundé, which is a new colonialist French-backed regime. We must wise up. There are those within the Ambazonian camps who, for them, they have already secured their own positions to emerge as presidents or whether they are ministers in some groups. These are the people who are going to fight against any alternative. They rather have Ambazonian perish than for them to lose face. But we must die to ourselves for Ambazonia to survive. We must sacrifice our own personal ambition and make sure we fight for the common man. This is a solution for the common man of Ambazonia. And all Ambazonians of goodwill should be reminded by the principle of loving your country and embracing practical solution that is going to ensure us to have progress and secure independence for Ambazonia in the future. The choice we have is independence in the future or lost today. Even their own ideology, independence or nothing, resistance forever or independence now, those two are all prescription for suicidal mission. We must come together and join this initiative. Support this initiative. Call me. Send me message of your own support, as every other person have done. I know nobody would take the bullet for these solutions right now. I expect to lose some friends. And indeed, I have lost some friends. But I've gained great patriots. And those who have always stood beside principles are all behind this practical solution that is going to end this war and give our people justice and secure independence for our people, if not today, for tomorrow. There are always going to be the mumus and the fools who cannot articulate or have no argument to come out with silly allegations that only reflects their own imagination or their own desires. But we must do what it takes to free our people if indeed we are fighting for our people. And that is exactly what we are going to do. The greatest political tool in the hand of Paul Biya is to explain to his people, the people that want only independent. They want only independent. We will not listen for them. That myth and that power from his hand must be taken and must be neutralized. The Archbishop of the Catholic Archbishop in Cameroon, yesterday have sent an official letter to the Cameroon government, written and signed by Archbishop Samuel Kleda, that the Cameroon government must commit to resolving the so-called Anglophone crisis. The calls are on, the engagement are on for a solution that is just, acceptable, for sustainable peace, development for our people, and freedom and independence for Ambazonia secured. Those of us who are reasonable and practical are the strongest ones. We are not the weakest one, and our actions on the ground have proven. Whether the attack in Balangi or the one in Ekok, we have shown to our people that we are the true fighters. We are the true soldiers. Join the ghost war against La Republique. Join the Ambazonian dark forces. Fight in the darkness. Everybody put your hands together. Let's together fight to free our people and secure for them an independence that will happen eventually. God bless you all. Capo Daniel, signing out, looking out for you.